What's up, guys? Welcome back to another live stream. How is everyone doing? Trading 20 of volatility in the market. Everyone, today we have at least one chart to share. Trading Box shared one of his trades that he took today on the dollar index. Not on dollar index, on dollar franc Swiss. And yeah. So let's take a look at a little bit of the market. Let's see what's going on. From my previous analysis on last weekend. So yeah, let's take a look. We are going to start. Yeah, hey, how are you, Trading Box? Welcome to the live stream. Actually, I will start with your trade. And this is the main point of this live stream, is actually to share this kind of trades, these trading ideas as well. Doesn't need to be just winners. It can be any losers, or then ways to even manage the trade, if the target was okay or not. So that's the main point of it. So if you take a look at your trade, so this was a beautiful trade that you took today on this at this high here. So basically, you are using your beautiful trading tool, which is amazing for us. So yeah, so basically we used the pullback entry, and what you were expecting, it was basically, so you sold in here. Initially, as you mentioned, this was the entry, but the pullback entry, what it does is it kind of it triggers. So after price is it reached the level, it starts looking for the sell, but it only opens actually when price then reverses, and it crosses again this line, right? So if price by any chance just goes up without even crossing to the downside, you wouldn't even open the trade. You would actually just be saved from a losing trade, if in case price actually just wanted to go and break the highs. One second, guys. So yeah, so this was a beautiful trade that you took in here. I'll take a look at where price was in there. I think you were still in this trade. At least you still kept some part of it open. I hope I'm not lagging. It looks like my PC is a little bit lagging today. So yeah, this was a great trade. So just by looking at this from this chart, basically we can see that price had already broken this low, so kind of open space for price to even go further down, which is perfect. And then we do have this this kind of compression to the upside. You decided to set up that pullback, kind of a 7-minute order in there. If we actually wanted to look for some kind of confirmation, maybe we could draw some kind of a trend line in here, wait for the breakout, or even in here after this demand has been touched, some kind of a trend line in here as well. This could have been another scenario to look for the entry after the break of the trend line, or basically that could have been one option as well. Yeah, target, we close it something here, and there's maybe more potential to go to the downside. Yeah, for the dream target. Yeah, the last trade. Let's take a look actually. So at the main chart, where we have in here dollar franc Swiss. So it was this one. Let me just do this first. So I think we talked about last Saturday about it, right? So you asked me about dollar franc Swiss. I think you mentioned that you kind of missed the long in here, somewhere in here at these lows. You missed this one. It was a great entry, great setup. Me personally, I was even looking farther down, but then what we mentioned was even on the 4 hours as well. I think I even had a screenshot of like this, something like that. So we did have all this range that you were playing at, like kind of from this low, from this high to these lows. And yes, any fake out of this high would be interesting to look for the trade liquidity, and we do have this KM inside here. I don't know if this was the zone that you actually were paying attention to. This specific KM inside there. But, oops. We had even this level, so we can see that basically this zone in here was still fresh in there, right? Price never really got there. Price just stayed within this zone, never took the orders from there, and eventually it did now, right? With your entry, that was the level that price eventually, you can see. Even on 1 minute is even better. We have the accumulation of these highs, and this level in here was fresh, which is basically where price now reacted to on your entry. So this is the level exactly. We kind of have the first reaction from there. Yeah. As I mentioned before, price did break this low, which is a great signal to go look for the short, because it opens space to go at least until this demand zone. It's a clear space that is there to be filled, and price just turns, and eventually you got the trade in there. It's just a beautiful trade, honestly. It was a great trade. Maybe then I could still see, yeah, this maybe more space in here, even catching this low. But for now, this could be the next demand. Second, this in here could be kind of the next demand zone that price could visit somewhere in there. Yeah, basically we do have all this compression, and price could actually go somewhere in there as a possible target as well. And then we kind of keep playing as the zones are being broken. If that's the case, if price actually wants to go further down, or on the opposite side, if price actually just wants to go, basically this is the decision point in here. This is the man that broke out these highs in here on the left side. So this could actually be a good zone for price to bounce and maybe resume the move to the upside. And we'll see what dollar franc Swiss is going to create. From now, we do have now these levels in here. So this is another zone that I will be marking and waiting for price to eventually get there. So I like to see the imbalances either up or down. In this case, it's to the upside, where then price pauses for the first time. I like to have to mark that line in there the same way. Another move to the upside, strong move, another imbalance, then price just creates this low and starts compressing. So I like to mark these levels and pay attention to them. We do have kind of this demand that is clearly it was left behind, and then yeah, let's see if it is aligned with an important level of structure or not, and that may be a good zone then for the future to look for a possible reaction from. To sell at the extremes, somewhere in here, I would like to see kind of the low, kind of opening more space to look for it. Price in here maybe got really close to this demand zone. If you take a look in the 15 minutes or 30, whatever, we did had this imbalance in here. This was the candle. Yeah, we'll see. We will see. I would prefer to see price either kind of breaking this low. Maybe that will open the door to go further down. So then yes, I would prefer, then maybe I would be looking for that possible sell still in there. Yeah. Again, I like to see space, right? So that's why I really liked your entry, because we did open the space when you broke this with this low. We literally opened the space for price to go and want to fill a zone in here. After we have a break of a low, it's quite often that we then see maybe still a fake out of the high, of this high that create the low. This is a typical price action move. So yeah. For example, another and different scenario that happened today. It was like, what am I doing? Why am I saving this? A different scenario that happened today with the same concept of looking for that space. It was on euro dollar. Trade that actually missed. So I did try to look for this long in here. Somewhere in here I tried to look for the long. The reason for that, if you take a look, right? So basically, we did had this break to the upside of this high, and it kind of opened the door for price to go higher. This price then didn't really got to the other zone. Right. At least closer to this high, so this previous level of support, resistance, somewhere in there. So we just made this engulf to the upside. After that we did compressed. It's okay. This was not, is still the target. You could see that kind of the target would be closer to this demand zone, this decision point to go higher, and that's exactly eventually where price reacted to. Beautiful reaction from this demand, and after this strong compression you can see how price just shoot to the upside and eventually filled, at least broke this high and filled kind of the next zone, right? So even if you are just trying to go long from here, even if you target even the retest of this high, something like that, it will be already a great trading opportunity. Unfortunately I did miss this trade. I think when I saw it or something like that, I had the alarm. I was expecting something like that. This kind of the retest of this zone. Even though, if we actually pay attention with more detail, this actually already broke this previous one. But yeah, you can see that price just shoot to the upside without really giving any kind of retrace that could then made me go long. Yeah, I missed that retest. So that's why I missed this trade. Could have used these left shoulders as these lows as well as left shoulder, and somewhere in here somewhere in here I would have tried to go long. I did place my order, but price just went away without me. Yeah. So another setup, same concept. Just pay attention as well. For that engulf, at open space, see how price approach an important level of structure. Like it was this important demand in here, queen, simple, and then let's see. Right. So look for that. Look for those zones. Aside from that, so we did open somewhere in here for the week. After that, we had this strong move to the upside. We retested this high in here, and after that, we did move to the downside. I had a conversation about waiting for confirmation before looking for the trade. For example, in this case on euro-dollar, that would have been one of the scenarios. Another one was, for example, in here was a challenge that I created. Like, what would you like to see even before looking for the long, for shorts? So price was somewhere in here. So price was still respecting this low, and basically, yes, basically before even looking for the short, just wait for the break of the lows before even joining any move to the upside, right? If this low is not broken, if there is not a break of a structure, if price is just creating higher highs and not breaking any lows, there is no need to even look for the short, right? If this doesn't happen. So yeah, that was a topic that I covered. Like, for example, in this case, we did break this low. That's why then I tried to look for the short in there. Right, just wait for those structures to be broken. Yeah. For example, if that doesn't happen, what is going to help as well is it's going to help us to filter trades, right? For example, on dollar yen as well, this is another example. Even if by any chance you are looking for shorts on the retest of this high, like somewhere in here, if you are looking for shorts somewhere around this area, when price is coming back, because this highs never really took the orders from there, right? So we may be looking for shorts somewhere in here. Be more precise, somewhere in here, kind of, right? So this one was kind of left fresh behind until it was reacted now in here. So in terms of understanding how to manage your expectations for the trade, and if there's actually an important setup or not, something that is important is to understand where this high is reacting to on the left side, where this low is reacting to on the left side, and then of course the approach, how price is approaching the zone that you are looking for the sell, right? Even if you can see that this zone is still fresh, as I just mentioned, so this one in here was still fresh because either this high or this high, they never really went there to take the orders. So even if you are looking, even if you know that this is fresh, it's not guaranteed that price is going to just touch that zone and go all the way down again, because where this one is reacting from, the approach is going to matter and is going to help us to decide what kind of trade should we expect from it. So it's good to manage our expectations based on that. So if you take a look at where this high and this low are reacting from, so we basically just check the higher time frame. Yen is reacting from levels of 20 years ago, so it's a little tricky. But yeah, you can see that basically that high was reacting somewhere in here. Somewhere in here, I wouldn't consider. For me, it's not exactly the final target for this strong move to the upside that dollar yen has been creating. So this is not exactly final target. Final target will be somewhere closer, closer to the highs, not in here. This could be a good zone for a reaction, which is what happened, but not as a final target. And aside from that, as I mentioned during my previous live stream as well, we did react. This low is reacting from a really nice zone, really nice previous level of support resistance in a higher time frame. So it actually makes sense that after price reacting from here, price would eventually break this previous high. And if you are still not sure about it, then we just pay attention how the approach is, how price is approaching the zone, right? So we do see that this big compression to the downside. We can see this big turn that happened in here. So accumulation of orders in here, and then after that we can see just price going higher and higher, basically not even creating any, not breaking any low on the way up, which just shows the strength of dollar yen on this move to the upside, right? So there is absolutely no break of lows, and until we are here. So even if I check in the lower time frame, similar to what I just showed on euro dollar, where I had kind of a low marked, and even before looking for sales, or at least for a big reversal, I would like to see this low being broken, and then let's just see how price would still behave around this level, because this low was never broken. There was no need to even look for sales anymore, right? And if you are a trend continuation kind of trader, you could keep looking for, you could and should have looked for the long. My personality is more for reversal setups. I wish I was more of a trend continuation as well sometimes, because my bias was literally just to see if I had any signal to look for sales instead of even looking for the longs. It doesn't mean that I don't trade in favor of the trend, but I would maybe try to catch counter trend reversal of a trend in the war time, in the kind of 1 hour or whatever, and then try to catch then the long to the upside. That's usually how I'll do it. Like maybe try to catch this move, which is still in the favor of the overall trend, which is bullish, but it's in this moment that I'll be looking kind of for the long and not in here. So yeah, even if you by any chance you are looking for the sell in here, manage your expectations of your target. Don't look for a target that is either below the next level of demand or the closest zone of kind of support resistance. Okay, don't expect anything like this for a target. Just manage your expectations for the target into the next zone until that zone is broken. And if that zone is broken, yes, you can start planning differently. But if that zone is not broken, there's no need to even think about it. Yeah, so this is another clue on that, and that you guys can take notes if you want. So yeah, so this helps as well. So basically it filtered me for a losing trade, which is what I was looking for a possible sell. There was no sell, just look for the upside. So yeah. What else for today? Found this beautiful. So this was, I think I mentioned this last Saturday. We did have Nobibino says anybody can analyze historical chart, analyze what is going to happen next and not what has happened. Yeah, if you paid attention to my previous streams on the weekly, so the streams I do on Saturday, the weekly forecast, weekly market analysis, that's usually where I do more of a forecasting setups, So what I expect to happen on the market. So for example, I've been mentioning, you can see on my previous charts, my previous streams, that I was expecting, just looking at a pound dollar, I was looking at this level for price to react from, which is kind of what happened. A deep retrace from it because we just broke an important high in here, and this was the space that was created. So we did had, which is what I was about to talk about, all this compression in here. If you pay attention to it, so this is how full compressed, and this could be the zone that we'll be looking for, and this is a demand zone that was still fresh. So yeah, after the break of this low, this could be a great zone to look for. This could be kind of a zone to look for the targets if you're short from whatever. Initially, yeah, I mentioned that zone that could be looking for shorts, and then last week I actually mentioned that price could do scenarios, either respect this high and go all the way down, similar to what happened on euro, and we still had this zone in here. This supply level is still fresh, and this is what this was another zone that we maybe could see price reacting from, then carry on the move to the downside. So basically, when you had these lows being created, it was basically a confirmation of opening the door for price to fill all this space, and you could have for the short somewhere in there. Personally, I will still be looking to see how price is going to react from there. So depends on the approach as well. I will be looking to see how price is going to react around this supply zone, because for me there's still orders in there to be filled. There is still space in there, so I'll be looking for it. We did break this low, so this can also be considered kind of as an engulf to the downside. The break of this low in here can be considered an engulf to the downside as well, even though it did reacted from a really nice zone. But this is how price moves, right? Price breaks lows, but then it's going to react from another important zone, either demand or whatever. But then it depends on the scale that you're looking at to see if it's actually an engulf or not. And yeah, for me this is kind of an engulf down, but let's see if price will just react from there, or it's going to react from somewhere else before going to the downside. Personally, I'll be looking for this level in here for another possible short. We do have all this accumulation of highs in here, which is nice. So let's see how price is going to approach. Of course, if price just approaches in a straight move like that, I'll be waiting for more confirmation. But if price actually has kind of an approach similar to this, kind of in compression, breaking some lows on the way there, I'll be looking for the sell. This week we still have big news events. We have the ECB press conference on Thursday, and then CPI on Friday, USA CPI. So expect still big volatility in the markets for this week. But yeah, do you have any specific question that you would like, any chart that you would like me to look at, Emmanuel? If you take a look at the 30 minutes, we don't have this demand in here now. Can you see this price in here, this demand? Yeah, this was a really nice zone. I don't know if it was easy to catch the trade, because it was in a strong move down. It was not an easy entry there. But yeah, you can see accumulation of lows as well, just beautifully to create the liquidity and to go to the upside. But yeah, personally, I'll be looking for this one in there. Even if you look at the daily candle, this actually kind of created an engulf down. We did break this week, so yeah, price can. I can see this as an engulf. I can see this and go to the downside, and that's what I'm looking for. Yeah. For example, just before I check USD CAD as you are asking me. So basically this was the scenario on if you compare euro dollar with the pound dollar, right? So basically pound respected this high in here. It stayed all this time within between underneath this highs, all these moves until now, while euro on Friday during NFP it actually broke this highs. It got a little bit closer to this level and it reacted from there, right? So that's the difference that we can see now from euro dollar and the pound dollar. So pound steady within this level, euro had already broken and it reacted from there. Now it's reacting quite nicely from this previous level of support resistance. Right, this is what I mean. Pound and euro is in there. Look at the USD CAD. Yeah, USD CAD, another break in here. Just retested straight away the next level in there. It's nice. It's nice to see it being to see breaking highs on the way down. It's good to see. We did talk about this level last Saturday, right? This KM zone, kind of really at the extreme zone. Let's see if price eventually gets there. Before that, there's maybe still some orders in here that price may go to and may react from. So yeah, this could be a good zone to look for first. I would actually like, and that would be even better to see actually price reacting from this low first. Yeah, I would like to see price reacting from this one first. I think I did that drawing the other day on Saturday. So let respect this low first. Let accumulate even more liquidity, making look like pretending that this low is being respected and price is holding price somewhere in there. Until eventually we do have that final fake out to this level that we just mentioned before. So yeah, something like that would be the best kind of price action that you could see in order to for the long, right? So make it look like this low is actually being that is managing to hold price up, stay there, respect this level, let it look like it's holding, and then yes, you may have that final fake out towards this Quasimodo at this extreme level in here. And then yes, if you don't catch this move, most likely you are going to have a second opportunity to look for the trade when price retests this level somewhere in the future, somewhere in here, right? So usually you have those two kind of periods to look for the trade. So yeah, at first let's see how price reacts to these lows. Let it look like it works, and in that sense, if it's going to be looking like it works, there's maybe a good setup in there to be taken as well. It's just an intraday level, and this one would be kind of the last zone, the last swing trade, then to look for the major reversal. But let's see what it will do as well. CAD. So meanwhile, it's breaking highs on the way down, which is nice to see. Because this just shows that sometimes, yeah, the buyer is managing to create to break the previous highs, which is nice, and let it continue to go in a compression way towards to these lows. That's always a good price action to see before a major reversal. Right, let it compressed, let it looks like let it look. Let it show some weakness on price before then the final the final reversal, right? Yeah. Just wait for it. This one underneath. Let's be here. Maybe some reaction from there could be nice first. So yeah. Aussie. So Aussie, we did broke these highs, as we mentioned last Saturday. We did that during NFP or something like that, or on the NFP day. Today, interest rate decision. Basically, the Queen started away. It was from here, started away to this fresh supply that was still fresh. Actually, it's really nice to study when we have these big spikes. Just go check, go study where these spikes with full of liquidity they react from, and you'll start seeing where usually price reacts to. And this is a really nice zone to, a really nice exercise to do. Go check during the news where those spikes react to, and you'll start finding those decision points or order block, and where eventually price likes to react from. Yeah, so we did react now from kind of this KM zone that was in here. I actually would have liked to see price even breaking this zone and reacting somewhere from here before the continuation to the downside, to the upside, sorry. Yeah, I would have actually liked to see that. We do have this space, so I would be looking for a possible long somewhere in there when price gets there in the future. But we did break this high, so I'm expecting also price to go higher as well. Maybe within this level that was left behind. This high didn't really touch it. And eventually this is the major zone in here. Just take a look. Eventually maybe filling all this in here. But let's see what's going to happen. My prediction was actually kind of, yeah, price will go down, just fake out these lows and then carry on to the upside. Thing that we usually see happening. So far we are respecting this demand zone, this KM zone, so it's okay. Nothing bad about it. Yep, I do like this one a lot. What else? Yeah, and going to the moon. Yeah, so if you want to think a little bit about correlation from Aussie dollar, you can take a look at Euro Aussie. And yeah, for example, in terms of correlation, so if you're expecting, basically they are inverse correlated. We saw this kind of move, and we saw actually this break of this low in here, break of these lows, and we kind of had the space to fill. Now this could be kind of the final zone, but sometimes price do react before that, before just to accumulate liquidity into the real zone. This can be kind of the possible final target from this, for all this move to the downside. And if you do expect that on Euro Aussie, maybe we are going to expect at least the Aussie dollar to go a little bit higher, right? Or we are going to just have that major reverse to the downside on Aussie dollar when actually Euro Aussie may be reacting from here. So yeah, so the timing of those major reversals, they can be a little bit in alignment as well with what the other pairs are doing, right? For example, if you saw this move down, basically we were expecting Euro Aussie to go down, which means that Aussie dollar we're expecting actually to go all the way to the upside, right? This is a kind of a nice zone to look for the trade, then we even break these ones, we break these ones, and there's price in here, so bit above this size. So this was actually a really nice setup to look for sales. But even if you don't trade this one, this pair, Euro Aussie, you can use the information that you have in here to combine with then what you are seeing on Euro Aussie, on Aussie dollar, and basically how that move to the downside happened then kind of when Aussie was somewhere in here. So yeah, just expect then Aussie to go to the upside based on information actually that we are even seeing on Euro Aussie. So sometimes we have clear information on one of the pairs pairing with the other one, and we can use that information to help us make decisions then on the other one. For example, I trade way more Aussie dollar than Euro Aussie, but I can use the information from Euro Aussie to help me decide what to do on Aussie dollar. Yeah. Any more questions, guys, for this week, for this live stream? It was just to do some quick analysis. Thanks for sharing your chart with us, Trading Box. That's the point of this. Try to look for, try to help the community by giving my feedback on some of your charts. Maybe we can all learn together. Look for many ways to manage the trade, if you look at the target or not, and other ways to do it. Yeah, I could see this one as maybe a good target for your short. Is there a potential to go all the way down? Not yet. I would like to see first this low being taken before I do that. If, for example, this low has already broken this low in here, even before price went up, maybe yes, maybe I'll be looking maybe for a final target way below that, maybe all the way until this next level of support resistance. But until now we didn't really have that space open, so yeah, so this could be kind of the most conservative target for now, a final target. Let's see. Thank you, Garcia. Thank you for joining the live stream. I'm still waiting for your charts. Thanks, Trading Box. Yeah, keep sharing more charts with us, with me. Try to make this a little bit more interactive, the live stream. So yeah, next one is going to be Saturday, and again for the weekly analysis, where I'm going to be predicting what's going to happen next. Before that, we do have all those news, ECB press conference, the CPI on USA, so expect still a super volatile week in the markets. Yeah, good luck to everyone. Hope your guys are going to catch some winners. And yeah, trade with the spice. Trade where there is spice, and that would be my final clue for today. So yeah, thank you so much for watching and to be here with me. See you next time. Obrigado.